So this video is certain subscriber of mine. I'm not going to name any names because I don't know if he wants to remain anonymous or not. It's not like a bad thing or anything, but he was asking me about the Vortex Spitfire, and this is the first generation, the 1x model. The 3x, I just didn't like it that much. I like the reticle on it, but the reticle is too small, and I didn't like having a fixed magnification mounted on the rifle. So I got this magnifier. I actually got it before I got the Spitfire initially, but I got this magnifier so I can magnify my 1x optics, so I can have a choice on my magnification, 1x or 3x. This is an airsoft rifle, by the way, one I built. Pretty nice. Very high quality parts, mostly real parts, besides the internals, of course. But, so this was the dilemma. The dilemma is this is a prism scope, so a lot of people were reporting that it did not work with the magnifier, and I actually was thinking about selling this magnifier because, and this is a Vortex magnifier, by the way, the VMX3T. I didn't like the mount. I hate the mount. It's really solid lockup. It does wiggle a little bit, but it's solid for what it is, and it's relatively cheap, and it's way cheaper than an EOTech or an Aimpoint magnifier. And the optic clarity is pretty good in my opinion, for what it is. So one of the downsides is you have to use the high riser mount. I don't like these high riser mounts. I like to have my face more in line with the bore, and I like to really get a tight cheek weld. But I can understand this because this height was sort of invented for the front sight post of like the standard ARs and whatnot. But so anyway, so this video is about how to make these two work together, because when I first got it, I got frustrated. It was just a blurry mess. But this is just to let you know it is possible. There are some limitations. So first of all, these scope covers are actually, it's nice that this is the same size as this objective lens, and you can actually put the lens from here and onto here if you want to keep it in this arrangement and protect the glass. Anyway, so what you want to do is set this to 0, because we're going to adjust this second. So you go clockwise all the way till it ends. And this one, you're actually going to want to fully counterclockwise. So make sure it's all the way in the outward position. And then what you do is literally just put it up to your eye and then adjust this counterclockwise until you can see the dot and the image. So you do have to mount your optic pretty far forward, and if you don't have a monolithic upper like I don't, and like most people don't, that could pose an issue. There's a lot of people that believe that an optic should be on this part of the upper receiver and not on this, or rather in between, because these two shift independently upon recoil. So that could be a problem if you're into super precision shooting. I don't think this setup would be for you. But if you just want to get a little bit more magnification, you don't care about like having it be off like a millimeter here or there on paper or on your target, I think this is a nice solution. The reason why I chose a Spitfire is because I have some eye problems where, when I look through a standard red dot, the dot is not circled to me. It's this like weird oblong diagonal looking weird thing, and it's hard for me to determine where the center of it is quickly. I mean, I can if I think about it and take the shot, but it's not intuitive enough for me to accept it on my rifles. So I mean, I'd be fine with the red dot if that's all I had, but I prefer this system. And then also, doesn't matter if the electronics fail or not, I still have a reticle. No matter what, I have a point of reference. I wasn't going to get some 45-degree offset sights for this. I know a lot of people think that they're kind of like trendy and it's like a fad, but they are a viable solution for backup iron sights if you have an optic on here that's kind of mounted and you can't if you get like a quick release, that's one thing, and then you can just run some standard irons. But with this particular scope, you cannot co-witness with iron sights. So keep that in mind before you adopt this setup as, on your rifle too. But this video is just about that it's possible. So I'm going to give you a look through the optic to show you how clear it is. And for my eyes, it might be different for your eyes, but for my eyes, it is pretty clear even at a distance. So as you can see, I mean, It's probably hard for the camera because it has like autofocus on, but your eye naturally does focus both the image you're looking at and then the reticle like independently. You know, like when you want to line it up with the reticle, your eye focuses on the reticle, and then when you want to line up with the target, like your eye focuses on the target. So it doesn't look like this, and it is more clear to your actual eye. One of the downsides is when you flip the magnifier to the side, which I do recommend flipping the mount around, because when you normally like this button right here is on the left and forward, so you use your support hand to push the button in, and then it flips to the left, which is cool, but it's in front of your face. Like when you're looking at it like this, I mean, imagine if you're a right-handed shooter, and imagine that right in front of your peripheral vision. You know, like when it's on your right here, it's different, like because that's off to the right. But imagine it being like this, like your left eye is looking through the optic, and then that's in front of your face. That's not good for peripheral vision, you know, and situational awareness is what it would be called. Vortex has a great customer service. If anything's wrong with it or you're not satisfied, they will accept returns, and you know, they'll replace anything that's broken, all that good stuff. Just before you dive into this setup, just know that there are some cons to it, just like with anything. But it does work for my eyes, and it has worked for others too. So when you read people, actually on the website, I think it says this is not compatible with this site. So, and I think it's just because it's not fully compatible that they put that there to kind of cover their asses. But just know that it does work. If you are interested in a low-cost, high-quality magnifier and an optic that always has a reticle, whether the electronics fail or not. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I mean, it's not really much of a tutorial, because I mean, I literally told you to try 2 things, but I just really wanted to let you guys know that this is possible, and then for the subscriber of mine. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.